Hello, it is Alarmix and I hope you are having a great day. As you all know, October 1st brought us the third season of Apex Legends. It's hard to even believe that this game has been out that long and it's gone by really quick. With season 3, we got really big changes, like they added the brand new charge rifle into the game. We got our first legend since Watson was added to the game, Crypto, but the biggest change of them all by far was we got the new map Earth's Edge. Now sometimes when they add huge things to the game like this, it seems like it can definitely mask the smaller things that they have added to the game. So that's what I'm going to be doing for you today. I'm going to be going over some of the smaller just balances and small changes that they added to this game to just perfect it. And I'd appreciate it if you keep it in mind that I haven't had a lot of playing time in the game so far, so the gameplay might be a little bit ugly. And also all of the information in the video, I will be linking my sources in the description. So the first thing on my list is that they actually changed up ultimate accelerants in this game. So they were very underpowered and underused before, but now ultimate accelerants went from restoring 25% of your ultimate ability to now it's been buffed to where it restores 40% of your ultimate ability. They also reduced the amount of ultimate accelerants in the game by 40%, I'm guessing just to make room for other stuff. Alrighty, the next thing on the list is that they actually made changes to the gold backpack and the gold armor. They actually took the healing ability from the gold backpack and put it onto the gold armor. So now when you have the gold armor, the time that it takes to heal with the items will be reduced by 50%. But now, like, what about the gold backpack? What did they put on that? Well, they definitely didn't leave it in the dust here. They actually made it now when you have the gold backpack equipped. When you go up to revive one of your teammates and you finish the revive, it'll actually heal your teammate a little bit. And according to what I've seen online, I haven't actually done this myself yet. When you pull up one of your downed teammates, it'll actually give them 75 health and 50 shield, which I mean, I think is personally pretty cool. So when you're getting rushed, it actually might be viable with the gold backpack to pick up one of your teammates, because before when you pulled up your teammates and you got rushed right away, you know, the guy you just picked up would be one shot, but now it might be a decent strategy to pick up one of your teammates when you're getting rushed, you know, every once in a while. Alrighty, on to another thing that you may not have known that will be in Season 3, is that they actually changed up the different gold guns in the game. So in Season 2, I mean, personally, I found it very hard to find gold guns, and I kind of occasionally forgot that they were in the game. And me personally, I think that it's pretty interesting the different choices that they had of gold guns to add into the game this season. So for the first one on the list is the EVA. It'll include the 1x digital threat scope. And for all of the guns that I will be saying, it'll include all of the attachments and hop-ups and just everything to completely max out the gun. So as far as the gold guns go, they actually added in both of the guns that have the double tap hop-up attachment option. So along with the EVA A, they added in the G7 Scout. Now, this season, I'm pretty sure the G7 Scout is going to be like a G7 meta. Like, the double tap is pretty overpowered, and with a 2 to 4 times optic, I mean, that's going to be a pretty interesting gun to pick up. Honestly, with this open map layout, I believe the G7 Scout, with all of the gold attachments and everything on it, is probably going to be the single most rewarding loot item that you can find all through Apex Legends and probably through Apex Legends history so far. I honestly think if you can pick up this G7 Scout with it being totally decked out, you really have a great shot at winning the game. I mean, honestly, this thing is so crazy right now. Like, they might have well just put on the digital threat and given you the easy dub, but I'm glad they didn't, and I'm very excited for this one. Alrighty, going on to the next thing that they changed in Apex Season 3 is that they actually added quite a large handful of quality of life improvements. Now, I'm not going to be going over all of these things myself because a lot of these things were just like different emotes and, for example, challenge changes. But here on this channel, we're kind of more just focused on the actual gameplay of Apex Legends. So I'm just going to be going over 2 different quality of life improvements. Alright, so the first one is that the legends will actually be able to detect when they're being third-partied. And how this will actually happen is that when your legend is shot by more than one squad, so say you're fighting one squad right in front of you and you happen to just get hit by another squad, your legend will actually call out to your entire squad, like, for example, hey, we're being third-partied. I actually don't know what they'll actually say, but I'm sure as the season goes on, you guys will figure that out. On to the next change that they added in the most recent update of Apex Legends. If you didn't know, they actually balanced a bunch of different guns inside of this game. The Respawn developers actually had something to say about the different changes they had to the guns. And I'm going to be actually reading this word for word from my source, PCGamer.com. For Season 3 weapon changes, our goals were to encourage and improve longer range gunfights and reduce power on some of the weapons that have been dominating lately. We will of course be closely watching data and player feedback on these during the season. So I think that this is pretty interesting because Earth's Edge, the brand new map, compared to King's Canyon, Earth's Edge is a lot more open, so I believe personally that the more open map will give an automatic buff to the sniper rifles in this game, and also like guns like the R301 that are just naturally more long range. So it sounds like that they want to actually physically buff the snipers, so it seems like Season 3 will be highly based around long range gunfights. So let's get into the actual changes that they added to the guns. So for the first nerf, they reduced the mag capacity on the R99. I will put up on screen here the actual change in the magazine numbers, but a decent note of this, like the R301, a level 1 magazine will only give you an increase in 2 bullets, which I just hate it so much. But with the current meta, they're trying to influence snipers, and I guess doing this will do exactly that. So who knows? It might work out really well. Another notable SMG nerf is that with the Prowler, they added a little bit of recoil randomness. So with the base Prowler, without the select fire, it'll make it a little bit harder to shoot. I don't think that they actually needed to nerf the Prowler, but I mean, it was an okay gun. I kind of like what I was saying. In full auto mode, it actually will have the same exact recoil pattern as before Season 3. Anyways, the next weapon change is that it turns out they nerfed the longbow. They reduced the fire rate of the longbow to what it was before the Season 2 patch. So at the end of the day, they nerfed the fire rate from 1.6 shots per second back to 1.3 shots per second. They also reduced the damage to the legs. They reduced the leg multiplier from 0.9 to 0.8. But they actually removed the skull piercer for the longbow. So at this point, it looks like the longbow just got a huge nerf, but it turns out that they actually buffed the headshot multiplier on the longbow and the wingman from 2 to 2.15. So this brings it up kind of in the moderate area of where the skull piercer was to stop the longbow from getting a huge nerf. And also on the wingman, the skull piercer was definitely huge. If you got a skull piercer and a digital thread on the wingman, I mean, it was pretty powerful before. But considering you picked up a longbow or a wingman right off the bat and you didn't have a skull piercer in the first place, this is considered to be a buff. Alright, so I'm going to be speeding up a little bit more, guys. They increased the base damage of the G7 from 30 to 34. With the double tap, like I said before, the G7 is just going to be really good. They increased the base damage of the Hemlock from 18 to 22 and slightly decreased the rate of fire for both. I think this will be pretty cool. It'll turn the Hemlock into a little bit more of a DMR. They made the Mozambique slightly less terrible. They decreased the pattern spread, and also the Mozambique will now reset from recoil faster. And Respawn had something to say about this. They said, which should make it easier to track targets and see where shots land. And also, the L-Star got a huge change, and it's about time. The L-Star got a dramatic recoil reduction. It comes with a digital threat, but they decreased the damage from 19 to 21. I think that the L-Star will finally be a viable weapon to pick up. Going into the last segment of the video, they actually changed and balanced the legends in the game. So the first one that I'm going to talk about is Bloodhound. Bloodhound's tactical ability, where he scans the area, they decreased the animation time by 35%. And also, he will call out the number of enemies that he finds in this scan. Also, Bloodhound's ultimate ability, they buffed that. The animation to start his ultimate ability will actually be decreased by 30%. And while his ultimate ability is activated, they buffed the speed that he will be running at, which is already super fast, from 25% to 30%. Now with Gibraltar, also known as Gibby, they changed the dome shield quite a bit. While you are inside of the dome shield, you will be able to heal 25% faster. Gibby will also be able to throw the shield 60% farther at the cost of an increased cooldown. Now, his bombardment ultimate also got a few changes. They decreased the cooldown from 4.5 minutes to 3 minutes. They also decreased the duration of the ultimate ability from 8 seconds to 6 seconds, and they increased the throw distance of his ultimate by 36%. I guess the thought behind Gibby ultimate is that once he threw it on the ground, it was too powerful, so they kind of want to spread it out a little bit to where you don't have to wait so long, and when you can use the ability, it's not quite as powerful, and I mean, I do agree with that. They also buffed Bangalore's ultimate ability. Before, it was kind of a joke how much damage it did. They buffed the ultimate damage of those missiles from 20 to 40. Also now with Wraith, if you're making a portal and you get downed, it won't make the portal, it'll just cancel it. With Wraith, Respawn did say that they are concerned with the power of her, so during the season they will nerf her if they need to. And honestly, I think that Wraith is pretty overpowered and she's probably the best legend in the game, but we'll see how it works out. And with Pathfinder, they nerfed the grapple velocity by 33%. So when you're shooting out the grapple with Pathfinder, you can still shoot it as far, it's just that the grapple will take longer to get there, and once you grapple on, it'll have the same exact effect as it did before the patch. Along with this, they also nerfed the cooldown on the Pathfinder's ultimate. They increased the ultimate cooldown time from 90 seconds to 120 seconds. So this is a pretty decent nerf for Pathfinder. That'll be about it for the video. I really hope you enjoyed. If you are new to the channel and you enjoyed this video, maybe consider subscribing. Anyways, I hope life treats you all well. Peace.